2020 hadn't started exactly the way we had planned it. With the closure of the US border, we found ourselves bouncing from site to site, trying to find a safe place to isolate away from the virus. No matter where we tried, there was always someone else telling us we couldn't stay. With no other options, we decided it was best that we leave Todos Santos and headed further north back to the canyon trails that we'd previously walked. But it seemed Todos Santos wasn't finished with us. As we said goodbye to our friends, a traumatic event would have us reevaluate our plans.
Amy got attacked by dogs and broke a leg.
So that's where Amy got into, where she was attacked, and that's the fence I had to scale to try and save her.
She needs like a metal leg now.
So we've just brought her back to La Paz and dropped her off. So our little girl's going to have a implant put in now, and then we're going to come back in a couple of hours and hopefully start putting
getting better.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
The surgery was a success, but it meant that Amy would have to have a cast on for the next 3 weeks.
With Amy's injury, there was no way we could have expected her to live in Ruby. Fortunately, our friends Hannah and Kiki were renting a nearby casita, and as it happened, there was a spare room available for rent.
This is our casita, which was very cheap, and rightly so really, because if you look at the roof it lets all the bugs in, and I don't know, there's a few other downsides to it, like the shower's terrible and stuff, but it's very cheap. So this is our outside kitchen. We have fridge, no freezer, sink, so unlimited water, which is a nice treat, and a 2-hob gas cooker. That's pretty much it. It's pretty basic.
It had been an emotional couple of days, but with the apartment sorted, we could focus on Amy's recovery.
She didn't have to feel any pain. Yeah. We put her to sleep for a little bit. Like that, but more.
There's no doubt about it. Lifting that trophy.
Around the town, you could sense the growing tensions due to COVID. Many businesses were shut or only offering a takeout service.
So I've just been to Todos Santos Brewing on Monday. Seems to be something to keep me occupied during the day at the moment. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So for birthday breakfast, we've got American pancakes, Nutella and Bucks Fizz.
Hopefully a happy birthday, girl.
How old am I?
30.
No.
The time at the casita did Amy the world of good, and it wasn't long before she started exploring outside.
Trying to remember all the shit that went down. I don't know what your intention was. Like trying to
So
memorize
Amy
the Bible
is at the vet.
backwards.
She's getting her stitches out today. She's on the mend.
Upside down. on your knees. A man watch you defend.
At the casita, she was surrounded by cats to keep her company.
You're wrong, this fight is lifelong. See the water flowing under bridges. Time, my friend, has come to pay its dues. Show its use. See the sheep they graze on the ridges. Our friend the wolf has come to show a new beginning needs an end. Away with your say.
We spent most of our time in quarantine in the casita working on our first book, but after weeks of being locked away, we'd had enough and we sneaked out to our local beach to watch the sunset one night.
It was quite emotional returning to the beach. It felt like an eternity since we'd last seen the waves crashing along the shore. It made us realise how much we missed our rustic lifestyle in Ruby. The luxuries of the casita were meaningless compared to living outdoors. If we were going to have to quarantine for longer, we were going to need a better solution.
This is going to be awesome.
What is?
Riding in the back of a pickup truck, Mexican style.
This is where we've had Ruby parked for months. We haven't driven her for 2 weeks or even turned the engine on.
Once Amy had had her cast off, we decided the time had come to find a more permanent solution for our quarantining. We'd reached out to Dane and Sabrina, the owners of the ranch we'd stayed at previously, and came to an agreement where we would stay at the ranch for free in return for some labour. It was an agreement that suited us, as we'd almost completed our book and we were quickly running out of things to keep us occupied. Living on a ranch meant that we could at least immerse ourselves in nature, spending our nights sat underneath the Milky Way, staring at the sky. All we could do now is wait and hope that the pandemic would pass away. We all know how that one turns out.